Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Taj, and I am back today with some more free tea. But before we jump into that tea, if you have not already, please hit that big red subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you are notified every single time I upload a video. So for today's tea, I am bringing you guys skincare, okay? Skincare. So if you are interested in finding out how I cleared my skin from the picture that you saw on the thumbnail until now, then just stay tuned. So let's start from the very beginning. Now, most of my life, or all of my life, I've had pretty normal skin, okay? I've never had really any major breakouts or anything like that. Even going through puberty, my skin was never just like it was, I guess, the beginning of 2019 or the middle of 2019. So I guess I would say about February or March of 2019 is when it happened. So I was on YouTube trying to figure out how to correct my dark spots like quickly, okay? And so I came across this soap, which I'm going to insert here. It's the orange kojic acid soap. And I saw so many videos, watched so many, read so many reviews, and everybody was like, oh my gosh, this soap works so good. It gets rid of your dark spots like that, and this, that, and the other. And I really didn't see anything negative about the soap. So I ordered the soap from Amazon and I started using it. And y'all, I will insert a video here that I put on Instagram, I guess about a week or two after using the soap. My skin was popping. It was popping, okay? So my skin was popping, everything was fine. Now when I started using the soap, it was a little bit like it dries your skin out extremely bad. So you have to go in with like heavy moisturizer 24/7, or else your skin is literally going to be cracking and peeling all the time. So I did all of that. That was pretty much the only side effect to the soap. And sometimes there was like a tingling, not really a burning sensation, but like a tingling sensation. But it didn't irritate me because, like I said, I went in with my moisturizer and everything was fine. Fast forward to about, I guess, 3 or 4 weeks after using the soap, I get on YouTube again. I love trying stuff, y'all. I love YouTubing DIY beauty remedies and stuff like that. So I was on YouTube again, and I saw rice water, how rice water was gonna grow in and thicken your hair and thicken your edges. And this is when I had first cut my hair big chop. I'll insert that picture or video here as well. So I had first big chop, and I was like most people, I was like such in a hurry to get my hair to grow, to get my edges to grow in, to get my hair to just fill in thicker and thicker. So I was like, okay, let me try this rice water, not thinking anything of it. Right, you know, rice water is supposed to be healthy for your hair and for your skin. So I followed the directions on how to ferment the rice water. You know, I got my rice, went through all the procedures. I'm not gonna go through all that because if you know about rice water, then you know, and it really does work. But ain't nobody tell me that the kojic acid soap was actually breaking down, because the soap is so strong. It's like kojic acid soap, right? Okay, so the soap is so strong that what it did was it broke down my protective skin barrier on my skin. And so I had nothing protecting like my skin. Basically my protective barrier was gone. The soap had eaten it away, and I didn't know that at the time, but that's exactly what had happened. So when I started to use the rice water and apply it, I applied the rice water, and y'all, instantly when I applied the rice water, like, you know how you apply something to your hair and it drips on your face? When it was dripping down my face, y'all, I watched the bumps just start to form, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening? So for the longest time, I thought that it was the rice water that had broken my face out. It wasn't the rice water. Rice water, I'm sorry. I lied on you. It wasn't you. It was the kojic acid soap. So y'all, I'm gonna insert a picture of my skin right here. Like when it first happened, it was just these really, really tiny, fine bumps all over my face. all over my face. They were just everywhere. And like I said, I watched this happen before my very eyes as the rice water was dripping down my face. I was like, what the crap? And by that time, it was too late because, like I said, the kojic acid soap had removed and like eaten away at my protective skin barrier. So after that, of course, I was freaking out. I went into a panic like anybody would. Like I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to, like, I put on makeup and it just made my makeup, like, I literally looked like a Star Crunch. I'm gonna insert a picture here if y'all don't know, but y'all know the Little Debbie cakes, the Star Crunch. I looked like a Star Crunch. And so imagine caking makeup on top of a Star Crunch. You just get a made up Star Crunch. And that wasn't cute. Y'all, that took me through so much. Like, it took a hit on my self-esteem because your face is the first thing people see. Like, your face is you. Like, what? So anyway, when it first happened, it was just those little tiny fine bumps. Like I said, that's all. It was not as bad as it was like the picture that you guys saw in the thumbnail. So the very first product that I found and that I started using for these tiny bumps was this. So after researching like what these little tiny bumps were, because I would try like acne products and acne medications over the counter, and nothing was working to get rid of these little tiny fine bumps, and they itched so bad. So after research, I realized that it was Malassezia folliculitis, I think that's how you say it. Anyway, the name of it is, the non-medical term is fungal acne. So basically, the rice water, because it was fermented, it was a fungus-based solution, it activated the fungus that we all naturally have on our skin anyway, but it activated mine with the quickness because that barrier that I have to protect my skin was gone. It had been eaten away. So that's why it just activated that fungus on my skin immediately. So after much research, I saw that people were using Nizoral shampoo. And yes, I said shampoo. So this shampoo has an ingredient in it called ketoconazole, I think. But basically what that is it gets rid of the fungal acne and the little tiny bumps. So I started using this first. This was my very first thing that I started using once I figured out what it was on my skin, because it wasn't acne. So this started working, and I guess this was the catalyst of me healing my skin. So I probably went through about 2 or 3 bottles of this, and then I started getting cystic acne because this also dried out my skin really, really bad, and it was just it was bad. It was bad. And not to mention that I've never had acne issues or skin issues like this, so I wasn't familiar with going in with, you know, a moisturizer or anything like that. Like I just didn't know. I know. So this helped, but it created another problem, which was the cystic acne. So for the cystic acne, I started using this, which is also a body wash, but it has salicylic acid in it. And salicylic acid is really good for cystic acne and other things as well. And if you guys don't know, like, cystic acne is like those big puffy bumps, and they hurt so bad. And they're like under the skin, and they're just full of pus. Nasty. But it hurts so bad. So I started using this. And I actually still use this about once or twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, because it just makes my skin feel so good and so refreshed afterwards. So these 2 products, I started switching these 2 products in and out in the very beginning. So fast forward from when it happened, which was like I said, like either February or March of 2019, I went from then until I would say around April of 2020, this year. Yes, my skin was like that for that long, y'all. Like I said, these products worked, but this one created such another problem that I felt like was just out of control. And this one helped as well. But at that point, these were the only 2 things I was using. And at that point, my skin, had gotten so bad, and I know that I made it worse. Like, I manifested more of it and more of it, because as you guys can see in the pictures, like when it first happened, it was just really little tiny fine bumps, and then it gradually got worse to this. You know, it got worse, and I'm not sure, you know, if these two, I know that these two products worked for sure. This really cut down on the itching when I had the little tiny fine bumps, and this really helped with the cystic acne. But like I said, my skin was still messed up for that amount of time, from March until I would say March or April of 2020. So during that whole time, I was pretty much stressing. I stayed in the house. Like, I was just basically down and depressed. Like, I didn't want anybody to see me. I didn't want to go anywhere. Like, I would make my family members even go to the store for me. Like, I just did not want to be seen. I stopped creating all types of content, because I'm like, I'm a content creator who is behind the camera. Like, what I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do in front of the camera, looking like a Star Crunch? Nothing. Okay, so I was just down in the dumps. So for about 6 months, 7 months straight, I was just down. Like, I was just low. So finally, I was like, okay, I've got to figure out how to beat this from the inside out. So I started changing my diet, started eating more things that improved the health of my skin, and I started doing mirror work. So if you guys don't know what mirror work is, just YouTube it. Like, it'll just come right up. But mirror work is like a spiritual, therapeutic strategy that you can use to manifest and to really tap into your inner soul. And so at this point, y'all, I was just like, God, why is this happening to me? Like, why is this happening? Why did this happen to me? Like, this is my face. Like, I was at a point to where I was just ready to die. I was like, you know what? Just where the caskets at? How can I pick out caskets? Because if my face is gonna stay like this forever, I don't want to be here. I just don't want to be here. And I know that may sound extreme to a lot of people, but y'all, unless you've had this type of thing to happen with your skin, or unless you've had really bad acne, like, you don't know the struggle. So anyway, I did some soul searching. Like I said, I did the mirror work where I would just stare into the mirror, into my eyes, just for like 10, 15, 20 minutes straight. At the beginning of the mirror work, I would just cry, and I didn't even know why. I was just crying. It was just like, I felt this deep intensity within my own soul where I would just cry. But that was the catalyst of me, like, really tapping into my spirit, my soul, and tapping into my heart chakra, my self-love, my confidence, and rebuilding my confidence and boosting my self-esteem again, because it was in the dumps. Like, dumps. So as I started doing that, because I was like, it was almost like I came to a point to where I was like, you know what? If this is my skin, I'm just going to have to accept it and just roll with the punches. Like, this is who I am. Like, I can't be scared. I got to face my fear. I got to go out into the real world and see people like, hey, yes, like, how are you? You know, like, what was I going to do? So I had to kind of like pick myself up and rebuild my self-esteem from the ground up. I'm saying all this because I know that was one of the main things that really helped me come across these other products that really started to work, because I feel like like attracts like, and you have to be in a place where you're open and you already, like, I had to get myself to a point to where when I would look in the mirror, and speaking of mirrors, I didn't look in the mirror for like 6 to 8 months. I did not turn on lights in my bathroom. Like, I literally went into the bathroom and did all my morning routine in the dark, because I'm not looking at that. I'm not looking at my face. I'm not looking at that. But, you know, I had to come to a point where I had to face myself. I had to look at myself, and I had to find the confidence and the courage to be like, you know what? You're still beautiful. It's just skin. It's going to clear up eventually, you know? And so I had to come to this inner acceptance and this inner love for myself. And I really got to a place to where I kind of got outside of myself and had to, like, be the friend that I would be to someone else, like to one of my friends. If this had happened to one of my other friends, like, I would have been there. I would have been compassionate. I would have been encouraging. You know, I would have been trying to lift their spirits in any way possible, because you don't want nobody to feel like that, you know, and you can only like have sympathy for what they're going through, or empathy. Is it sympathy or empathy? I don't know, but so I had to be that person for myself. So that was a whole journey in itself, you know, and I started small. I would go out hiking with one of my friends. I would go out hiking with her, and we had just met, really. So I was like, girl, like, I found myself always explaining my skin, always apologizing for my skin. And I had to get to a point to like, why am I apologizing for my skin? Like, this is who I am. And really going through that whole journey, or this whole journey, because I'm still in the process of getting my skin back to 100%. I would say it's about at 90% now. But going through this has really, really helped me in the self-love department, like really helped me. And to be honest with you, like looking back, I wouldn't trade it, because there were so many things that I took for granted about, you know, inner beauty and beauty shining from the inside out. You know, I had to go through that whole journey. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into the products that I came across once I got to this place of self-love and acceptance with everything still on my face. I started using turmeric. So I started doing turmeric mask about 2 or 3 times a week. I don't know right off the top of my head like all the benefits of turmeric, so you guys can just Google it or YouTube it or something, but turmeric has really good benefits, and I would use this with raw honey, like Manuka honey, or I didn't do the yogurt method. There is a yogurt and turmeric method. I didn't do that. I don't know, I just didn't feel called to it, but I used turmeric and I mixed it with honey, raw honey, all natural honey, and I only use Manuka honey. And Manuka honey, I'll insert a picture because I think I'm out of it, but it's like $22 at Walmart or Publix. I know that's kind of expensive, but it is like the best honey you can find. And also for the longest, I used this Manuka honey on my skin as like a face wash. So this turmeric mask started the process of me getting some traction and really starting to see some results on my skin. Okay. I also would use, and still do use, this Indian healing clay, this Aztec clay. This is really good for your hair and for your skin. Some people mix it with water. Some people mix it with apple cider vinegar. I personally mixed it with apple cider vinegar because I'm like, at this point, what's the worst that can happen? You know, because for some people, apple cider vinegar is too strong. And you just have to see. You just have to do like a patch test on your skin. But I mix this with apple cider vinegar, leave it on my face until it completely hardens and dries, and then I wash it off. And I only did this about once every 2 weeks, and now I do it once a month because you don't want to overdo it on your skin, you know, because it'll make it worse. So we're gonna fast forward a little bit more till about, I would say, May, end of May, beginning of June 2020. And I'll show you guys a picture of where my skin was. It had gotten a lot better with the products that I've shown already. But these products that I'm about to show now are what I've been using ever since May or June. And these products have literally taken my skin to the next level. So I use all CeraVe products. This is the foaming cleanser that I use. And before they had this hydrating cream foam cleanser, I still used a CeraVe cleanser. Okay, so I've been using this cleanser, and I've been going in with this moisturizer. As you guys can see, like, I need to go and get another one, like probably today, because it's like nearly empty. But this, and CeraVe has 3 essential ceramides in it, and ceramides is what helps build your protective barrier on your skin. So CeraVe is the MVP, okay? CeraVe is the MVP, period. All of their products, I use all of their products. So the CeraVe is what really started to help me rebuild my my protective barrier, because, you know, the other products that I named earlier, like I said, they were working, but nothing, I wasn't doing anything to rebuild my protective barrier, if that makes sense. So like they would work, but then I would still have breakouts, you know. Now with the CeraVe, I started using this moisturizer in the morning, because after much research, I realized that sunscreen is really important for your skin, because you don't want to get sun damage. Although sun is good for your skin, too much can be not so good for your skin, and especially when you're using products that make your skin more sensitive to the sun, and you'll see what I mean by that in a second. But also by CeraVe, I use the hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is really, really good for your skin, and it keeps the moisture in your skin and helps that protective barrier in your skin as well. So this is, can you guys see that? I don't know. But this is the CeraVe hyaluronic acid serum. And then, before I get to my favorite, I do want to show, I do use these Stridex pads. I go in with this after I use my cleanser. And it has 2% salicylic acid in it. And salicylic acid, for me, I've realized that it kind of dries any bumps or pimples. Like it does really good at drying things out of the skin, which is why this moisturizer is extremely important. So then I found this, I started doing more research, and I found a girl on YouTube who had this same issue that I had, and she had mentioned using retinol. So I couldn't find retinol anywhere, and so I realized that CeraVe had a retinol resurfacing cream, and retinol is like I guess it's like a form or a type of retinoid, and which is like vitamin A. Anyway, like I said, I don't know what all these things do off the top of my head. I literally have to look them up to really find the benefits. But retinol was like, and is like, a major key in my skin healing. So those are all my CeraVe products. The last two products are from this company called The Ordinary, and from the same girl who I found out about the retinol. She mentioned that The Ordinary has a product. The Ordinary has a product, a retinol, and it's 1%. They also have a 0.5% retinol in squalene or squalene, however you want to say it. But squalene is like a natural, it's a plant-derived oil. So kind of like coconut oil or extra virgin olive oil, both come from plants. Squalene or squalene comes from a plant as well. So they have retinol mixed in, 1% retinol mixed in with squalene. And y'all, this stuff, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Like, this stuff is the GOAT, for real. Like, this is it. Ever since I started using this, I started seeing like major improvements in my skin. Major. I would say around July, because I started using the retinol in June. By July, like the beginning of July, I started to see so much improvement in my skin, and I was so happy. So now at night, and what I do, I only use the retinol at night because it makes your skin super sensitive to the sun. That's why I was saying that it's important to use a sunscreen after, like during the daytime, after you've used your retinol at night. So since about July, and it is now November, since about July, my morning face routine is I get up, and I only use cold water, cold bottled water at that. So I get like a jug of purified water, and I use that on my face only, nothing else. I don't be messing with regular water. I don't be messing with tap water. And I've been using non-tap water since the beginning, since all this happened in 2019. But my morning routine, the first thing I use is my CeraVe hydrating, because your skin it's really important to hydrate your skin. And again, this has the 3 essential ceramides in it, the amino acids, hyaluronic acid. Like, CeraVe products have saved my life, literally saved my life and my face. So my first thing I use is this to cleanse my face. After this, I go in with my Stridex pads, and this is just my morning routine. After that, I do use a toner spray, which I make myself. I use green tea and cinnamon. I boil that until it comes to a boil. Let it sit, pour it into a spray bottle container, and that is my toner. Look up cinnamon and green tea for the skin. It does wonders for the skin. Amazing. So I go in, after I use my Stridex, I use my DIY toner spray. And then while my face is still, another trick that I learned to help heal your skin is I apply my moisturizer when my skin is still a little bit damp, because it allows the product to kind of go into my skin better, if that makes sense. So after I use my toner, I go in with my, no I don't, I go in with my hyaluronic acid serum. Okay, I go in my hyaluronic acid serum. Once that dries, I then go in with my moisturizing cream from CeraVe, and that's it. That's it for my morning. Now at nighttime, I use this again at nighttime to wash my face, and I skip the Stridex pads because at this point I don't need all this extra stuff on my skin, and I just don't. So I don't want to overdo it. But so at night I use this first, and then I go in with my toner again, my toner spray, and then I apply a few drops of just the squalane oil by itself, and I moisturize my skin, make sure that it gets all up in there, you know, and then I'll go in with the retinol and squalane, and I go to sleep. And that's my daytime and nighttime routine. And like I said, I've been using this routine morning and night. I know since like the middle of June, beginning of July, and this routine has literally changed my skin and changed my life. So that's it. That's what I do. These are the products that healed my skin extremely quickly. And also, like I said, just going back in and doing some soul work, doing some shadow work, rebuilding my self-esteem, rebuilding my confidence from the bottom up, and that has helped as well. So I hope this video has helped you guys. Let me know in the comments below if you've had this issue. Also, stay away from the kojic acid soap, okay? Stay away from the kojic acid soap. It don't mean you no good. It don't mean you no good. Just use your normal little products that you would normally use to get rid of your dark spots and acne, and just be patient and let them fade and go away when they feel like fading and going away, because you don't want to end up in this situation that I was in for nearly a year and a half, 2 years. Okay, you don't want to do it. Save yourself the trouble. Save yourself the trouble, sis. Save yourself the trouble. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. I do want to hear your stories. If you have any questions, let me know. Leave them down below. I have no problem answering your questions, because I don't want anybody else to be going through this and, you know, searching the internet trying to figure out what's going to work, what's not going to work, and all that good stuff. So all I can say is CeraVe is the GOAT. CeraVe, all their products, the GOAT, period. Retinol and squalane, The Ordinary, by The Ordinary, the GOAT, period. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys on Tuesday. Sending you guys peace, blessings, love, and clear skin. Peace.